Yo, what's good, family? And welcome back to the channel. So, as promised, I said I was going to do a video, and I'm going to probably do this every month to do like a monthly recap of just things that are going on in my life. I'm so busy doing things and, telling people, hey, I just did this, hey, I just did that, but I never take anybody on the journey um, of my life. I'm a pretty private person. I tend to make sure that my life is my life, and I don't put too much out there. I don't like putting too much out there, but at the same time, I also like to encourage people because there are things that God exposes in my life that I'm like, man, that would be a great testimony to share. Um, so 2023 is here, man, and we're already done with January. At the time of the recording of this video, it is the 28th of January, but by the time this is released, it'll be the 30th of January or 31st of January. It'll be the end of the month, ultimately. and um, and we're already through a month of 2023, and it just feels like time just continues to fly by. But I don't know about y'all, but for me, time flies by faster when you're productive and when you're busy and when God is leading you in a direction. Um, so for this video, like I said, it's just going to be a recap of my month, but I kind of wanted to highlight it on a specific day, a specific couple of days in this month. So God has been really opening up doors for me when it comes to my music within the past, 3-4 years. And started off by me doing my own solo album, which dropped in 2020. It was an EP called Endure. I'll leave links in the description and in this video for it if you want to go check it out. If you haven't, if you have, thank you so much for listening or purchasing. It definitely helps. And with that also came the opportunity to be a part of a collective called City Psalms. So in 2019, I got with this collective called City Psalms through the founder, Brian Goodall. He actually found me through my endeavors with Battleground City and just finally reached out. But by the time he reached out, his idea was to get Battleground City involved, but we had already departed. We'd already disbanded and went our separate ways. So I was like, well, I'm sorry, but but you got me. We can definitely build. And so in 2019, he got me with three other people, who I didn't know, three other talented people who I didn't know, and we created the City Psalms Laments album. And it was a wonderful process, and I have some now lifelong friends through that, including Brian. But, excuse me, but through that, me and Brian began to build a better relationship, and he started inviting me out to do worship for other things. I did 2 times. I did worship for the citywide prayer summit, where all different leaders and pastors would come together and pray over Tucson. I've done the Hands of Hope Gala back in 2021, and just ultimately, just a bunch of opportunities began to open up through City Psalms and my own music, doing MLK Day at Reed Park this past January, and then back in 2021, I did it as well. And ultimately, I started to see more and more where God was trying to take me. And I was able to step back from what I was doing in church. For a long time, since I was about 19 years old, I have been in ministry in some way, shape, or form, whether it was youth ministry and or the worship team, ushering. I was about it. And it gave me a lot of skills, social skills. It made me stay in my word. It made me understand the true meaning of worship. It built me up as an artist, as a singer, songwriter, leader. Um, and through that, I started to see that I wasn't needing to be there so much. And that was really what eventually drove me to take a sabbatical. Um, it was originally intended as a sabbatical, but then me and my wife, over much prayer and discussion, decided to just have a whole new start. My wife, when she married me back in 2016, we ultimately just kind of just kept going with life. You know, she kind of just integrated into my life. She came to my church, she came to my house, she came and banked with my bank, through and joined my bank account. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she just pretty much just added herself to whatever was going on with me. And there was nothing that we did together. So on top of new opportunities and being in a position where I can step back from the responsibilities that I had, um, and getting confirmations from different pastors and friends and even people that I don't know, but listening to their podcasts, just understanding rest, physical rest. It was ultimately what I needed. And what started off as just a sabbatical ultimately led me and my wife to go to a different church. And I never thought I was going to be one of those people who would go to a different church. I thought, okay, I'll be under the same pastor and under the same church and serving the same church, you know, for a long time. And I did 16 plus years in ministry, 20 years under the same pastor. It was crazy. But I truly took a leap of faith, I believe, with God, and went ahead and started new with my wife. We found another church that we both could get fed together. We both felt, this is where we can fit in. This is where we can get fed and worship and grow together. And never had that in my marriage. As weird as that sounds, I never had that in my marriage. And I realized that at the age 35, I need to begin to, put my marriage first, put my family first, and build that up now. Now that God has built me up into a position where I can, I'll be all right. So it's been weird, but exciting all at the same time. I'm gonna miss my old church. I'm gonna miss many people at my old church. Um, I know my wife will miss many people at my old church as well. But sometimes you have to take a leap of faith and rest in Him and physically rest. And sometimes that means you gotta go somewhere else. Sometimes it means you gotta get away from what was constantly driving you to work and to work and to work and to work. And that's what it was doing to me. I was burnt out. Um, Not to the point of where my heart wasn't into it, but it was getting to that point. And man, I'm glad I listened to God and knew that this year was the right time as opposed to other years. Um, so, I'm just taking a leap of faith. So, come with me on this journey, and I'll keep updating you month to month as to what I'll be doing. Some people may ask, is there going to be new music? Yes, there will be. I've actually been writing today and finished up a song. I've actually rewritten a couple of old songs, old songs that I did back in the Battleground City days. And I think these rewritten, reproduced songs they'll be worth it. They'll be worth doing. So, excited to show you all more and to give you all more updates as I go. Hope you liked this monthly update. Leave a like, leave a comment. And if you're new here and you're checking out this video, subscribe. Would appreciate any love. And, hopefully this encourages you to take a leap of faith. You know, when you see all the signs, when you're getting all the confirmations, it might still be scary, but it'll be worth it in the long run. And that's what I believe. Hey, so it looks like you made it to the end of the video. Thanks again for watching. Hit the like button and make sure you comment. I would love to hear your feedback. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out, and it gets you to be one of the first to see new content and videos whenever I put them out weekly. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.